and you call him a judge.
So what you're trying to tell me, it's an elaborate theatre show.
Yes, it's an elaborate theatre show because it's always been a theatre show.
What signs would there be to tell me that it's a theatre show? What evidence do you have that it's a theatre show?
Well, I might say to you, well, where's your script? I might say to you, according to Act 51, Legislation 82, Act 92, I'm telling you all the time it is an act, and it's a script for actors. And the mortgage is for actors. Since you've picked up an acting name, I'm just giving you what you're asking for as an actor.
How did I pick up an actor's name?
Well, I wrote it in there for you. Well, I didn't. Somebody else did it, and that's an actor's name. Well, you can look it up on Wikipedia. Choose an actor, and then you will find that his acting name, his stage name, his pin name, his handle name, his AKA name is different from his birth name. I never touched your birth name. I just created a name that resembles yours. Resembles, that's not yours. And I put a charge on it. And the way that I did that is I successfully sent letters to your letterbox for you to agree upon these things. So I have on record, you are on receipt of letters that were generated for you as a fiction name, and you participated, you took part in it, and therefore you agreed to it.
So how would I know the difference between my name and the name that you've created for me?
I do apologize. Well, what's Clint Eastwood's name? That's his stage name. But everybody recognizes him as an actor, but don't know his birth name. It's always in your face. Who has the loan? Clint Eastwood does, not the birth name. Who follows the script? Who follows the acting rules? Clint Eastwood does, not the birth name. I know that most people are too ignorant to know the difference between what looks like and what is. If it looks like a hot dog, presumably they think it's a hot dog. And if you can make it taste like a hot dog, you can put anything in it and they'll eat it. In fact, you can feed an entire nation on it. If it looks like a loan and you think it can buy you a home and you ignore the word mortgage, you ignore the fact that it doesn't look right, that it's not even using your birth name, it's using a resemblance. You didn't read the documents that said I can take custody of your children, that I dictate what you eat, and that you give me all full power of attorney, so I have the right to even cast a vote on your behalf. In fact, I can determine through that power of attorney, which is what I really want from you, is I want to become your beloved attorney, so I can administer all of your affairs and charge you for it as well.
So what you're trying to tell me is I've got more to lose than just money. You've mentioned that children can be involved.
Well, if you don't pay me, I do have the right to your children, because children does mean I have the right to purchase it, because you use the word child. I picked this up from a character that I saw. I think it was on TikTok. I didn't even know that. So what I've kind of rewritten some of the contracts, passed it on to the solicitors. And I have many prostitutes that work for me. I'm like the pimp of the century. I've like 50, 60 solicitors working for me all at once. That's quite a hen house, would you not agree?
I would agree. But I just still don't understand how the children are tied up to a mortgage.
Well, children means that they are open to purchase. If you call your children, you are openly advertising to me as a banker that your babies are for sale, for purchase.
But this is the language that we are taught to use. Why would we not use it? The schools and the education system teach us to use these words.
Well, that's kind of self-evident because I wrote the curriculum. How else would I get you to buy a mortgage and sell your children and call them children? How else would I get you to behave like an oxymoron?
So are you saying if you are in arrears with your mortgage and you have a child, when I say they, the banks work in cahoots with institutions like a coroner's court or different types of courts.
Claims can be put in to separate the mother from the father, the father from the children, and they can be sold on the open market. That is what a mortgage is. It is a pledge. And you've given me power of attorney, which means I can control any of these things. I don't see why it's so difficult to understand that.
Can I get back my power of attorney? I don't want you to have it.
I don't wish to answer that question.
Well, I'm taking it back then.
You can try.
I will.
So if you wish to push your mortgage if someone doesn't pay the money, what tools do you have at your disposal aside from the courts?
Well, I can use the solicitors to bombard you with letters after letters. I can send people around to check what the roof is doing on your house. I can check if your driveway is clear and is up to standard with the rest of the county. I can take out false claims on you using a variety of your fiction names that you gave me power over because you transfer your power of attorney over to me.
So I've created an enormous mess by signing one document that got me nothing and gave away everything. Is that correct?
Yeah, that's correct. That's what you call a deal of a century. That's what you call a win situation and not something stupid as a win-win situation. Who the hell wants to split their profits in two?
It seems that no one in their right mind with the understanding of what they were getting involved in would ever participate in an agreement of this nature. Would you say that's a fair statement?
That would be a very accurate statement. That's why I have to take power of attorney over you, because you are not fit to handle your own affairs. You said it. You are not in your right frame of mind. When you came to me from beginning to end, you was never in the right frame of mind. And that's why I can use the power of attorney to call you into the doctor's office, what they call a general practitioner, and give you a psychiatric evaluation, or even say, is this man fit to conduct his own affairs?
So you're telling me now that you
think?
have influence over the medical fraternity as well?
Yes, of course. We're all
partners. As well as the courts, as well as the solicitors.
Yeah.
So it would appear to me that
I'm
sitting at the bottom of a bottomless pit with no way of getting out.
Ask any American about the bottomless pit. They know it very well. They're swimming in it. Ask the Canadians how effective banking is there in their country. I'm ready to purchase the whole of Canada from somebody that already purchased it. I have competitors, unfortunately.
So there's others in other sharks in the water. Is that what you're telling me?
Yeah, there are many other sharks, many other predators in the water. They're hungry.
All vying for the same thing: our health, our children, and our money.
I think it'll be a little bit more than that. It would be for, shall we say, your children, your children's children. I would expect it to last several generations. I would expect it to last 99 years or slightly above.
I would not consider myself to be an outright fool, but it does appear to me that I've been conditioned my entire life, led towards the signing of these documents to purchase a property, a home, to call my own. Would that be a fair statement?
You have been conditioned because your parents accepted my lead on this. Your parents consented to this. They sent you to a school that teaches my wishes, my will.
So obviously I went to a government school, so that would suggest that the government is involved in your
I
spending.
own the government. I pay the government.
How can you possibly own a government? No one owns a government.
Who does the government answer to? You or me?
Me.
And when is the last time you wrote to your government and the government said, okay, I will do that. When's the last time? But I do it all day long. I dictate their policies.
Never written to the government. They hear my voice loud and clear.